Welcome back, guys. In this video, we're going to talk about the power of affirmation and why actually affirmation is one of the most powerful tools that you can use to help you rewire your mind, to help you create, achieve, manifest, attract whatever it is that you want. You're going to be able to plant an idea in your mind and then let your mind be able to create, attract, bring that into your reality. And so in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can use affirmation and why they're so powerful and how they actually help you rewire your mind. And this is something that's been taught for a long time, whether it's called affirmation or mantra, auto-suggestion, prayers, whatever the name or the label we use. This is a tool that has been taught for centuries. And the reason why it's been taught over and over and over and over again is because it works. It all ties up to the strangest secret in the world. You become what you think about most of the time. So it's all about taking control of that self-talk. In fact, one of the most famous popular story, right, is the story of Emil Coué. 200 years ago, he discovered what he called the principle of auto-suggestion. If you read the book Think and Grow Rich, there is a whole chapter on auto-suggestion and using that principle to what? To reprogram your mind, to help you create, attract riches, as the book Think and Grow Rich described it, right? So it started 200 years ago. He was a pharmacist in France, and he discovered that the perception that people had on the medicine and the illness they had a direct effect on how fast they would recover or how long it would take for them to remain sick. So he started playing and he started just giving his clients and people buying stuff suggestion. This is the most powerful drugs on the market right now, right? It's going to help you cure your illness or whatever. And then he would just see what would happen, right? And this is when he discovered pretty much what is called today the placebo or nocebo effect. And then he went further and he created all kind of affirmation that he started giving people and using on himself. One of the most famous ones still to this day is every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. And so as he grew in popularity and fame, more and more success stories and people started coming and commenting on his work and what he was doing and how it was affecting their life, the healing, the recovery, the growth, the success. So it became a thing, and it became such a big thing that even to this day, it's still being taught and people are still buying his books and things like that. But why am I telling you this? Because I want you to keep in mind that affirmation, or whatever you choose to call it, is simply a tool. It's a tool that helps you communicate with your mind, impress and rewire your mind. At the end of the day, it's just a tool, and the tool serves a purpose. Communicating, impressing your mind to help you attract, create whatever it is that you want to create in your life, right? So don't make the tool into anything else. The tool works if you use the tool. Okay, and so I want to go straight into this. How does the tool work and why is it that affirmation is so powerful to help you reprogram your mind? Let's look at this for a second. Here we have the external world, things happening, you're watching these videos, there's the news, economy, everything that you see outside of you. There's always information coming to you, right? Here we have your mind. On top we have the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and here we have the body. Okay, in a very, very simplistic way, this is how it looks like. All right, now when things happen outside of you, your mind automatically creates what we could call a story, right? Every time something happens outside of you, your mind creates a thought. It's a matter of a moment. You have a thought, you have a meaning, something happens. You watch this video and you create a thought about it. But where does the thought come from? Have you ever wondered, have you ever stopped, have you ever paused to consider, how am I labeling the world? Where does those thoughts, the meaning that I create, where does it come from? Well, you see, you're perceiving reality not based on consciously, but you perceive reality based on all the belief system that you have created over time. From the moment you were born, from what life your parents, society, teachers have given you, you've created those sets of programs, and those beliefs directly affect how you think about any given situation outside of you. This is when the subconscious mind runs the show, okay? And this is how most people live. 95% of what we think today is the same as yesterday, is repetitive, and 95% of the time, we live based on the subconscious program, the subconscious habit that we have. So you can see the challenge here. If I let my subconscious mind and the programs I have now, the perception I have now, the self-image, the identity I have now, the mindset I have now, it's going to be creating the more of the same, because the thought you have creates a feeling in your body, right? Whether you feel a contraction, negative emotions, right? Or an expansion, joy, confidence, courage. And this in turn creates what we could call a vibration, an energy. And that vibration creates certain things that you attract in your reality, right? People, experiences, and so on. Based on your energy, you are attracting certain situation and pattern. So here you have a loop. Something happens outside of you, you create a meaning, you create an energy in your body, it goes on, right? There's actions, behaviors, and so on. And at the end of the day, you keep on attracting certain things. And this leads you to having certain results, certain experiences, again, in your external world. Now you're in a loop because those experiences become part of the feedback mechanism. This is all like a feedback loop. If you never take control consciously of the thoughts that you have about what is around you, about who you are, about your own mind, you're gonna live based on that feedback loop, right? The external world control how I think based on the subconscious program that I have. I live in the same energy, I attract the same old things, it's more of the same, and just reinforce and loop and loop. And this is where affirmations comes in, because you have a desire, you want to grow your life, you want to expand, you want to create new things, you want to break through, whatever the case may be. You have an intention, a goal, a desire, right? So in case you want to basically change or improve your result. So this is where affirmation comes in. You have to start here in your conscious mind. You have to wake up, right? And you have to start planting a new thought here. A new thought, a new mental picture that is directly linked to the result you want to achieve in your life, experience in your life. For example, I had a client that came to me and said, I have two problems. I am fat and ugly, right? Now, externally, you could be like, well, we can see that you're overweight, but where does the I'm ugly come from? Who told you? When did you decide subconsciously to create an identity that I'm ugly, not attractive, and so on? Because then the question is, how does a person who believes that they're ugly treat themselves? And what is their energy? What do they attract? How do they block themselves? How do they respond and react with the external world? What are the thoughts they have about themselves? So you see, you could wait to lose weight, to do Botox, to do all that crap before you feel pretty. But that is never gonna happen as long as the image that you have of yourself here is negative, meaning is the old self, meaning is no longer working for you. And that can be about money, that can be about what you deserve, that can be about guilt and shame and all these type of things that you brought with you in the past that you are mostly, unaware. This is the principle of the shadow work. So we all have those beliefs, right? Some are good, some are working for us, and some are no longer working for us. So what we have to do is take control here of a new self-talk. And when we do that with repetition, what is going to happen is that it's going to impress the subconscious mind here, get rid of the old belief and replace the old belief. Now, in turn, that new belief and that new self-talk is going to condition your energy, right? You're going to start to feel different. You're going to raise your energy. You're going to live in more expansion, right? If you start to affirm, I'm beautiful, I feel good about myself, I feel good about my body, I'm pretty, I'm smart, I'm handsome, whatever, right? You start to tell yourself that. You start to create that identity. And instead of being, lousy and self-pity and beating yourself up and complaining and bitching and playing the same old victim card or whatever may be happening in the story you tell yourself, in the old thoughts, based on what you experience, yeah? You start to tell yourself that new story with repetition, persistency, you create that new identity or that new mindset or that new belief system. And you start to feel it in the body. We all know that when you start to think greater, you start to feel greater. And when you change your energy, you change your life, because now you start attracting certain things. If life is a mirror, we talk a lot about this in life. If I start giving, right, to my thought, to my energy, to the action, decision I take, if I start giving something out of me, life will meet you halfway and something else will come in. New people that treat you better, new opportunity, people who want to date you, people who are attracted to you, right? People will start to treat you the way you treat yourself. So like, let's say you have money issue, right? You're broke here, you feel poor here, there is a lot of scarcity, there is a lot of fear in your body, a lot of worry, a lot of tightness, because you're constantly worried about losing, not having enough, being in survival, whatever the case may be. It's not gonna change when you get lucky and win the lottery, or the economy is better, or something external of you change. It is not gonna happen. Nobody's gonna come and save you, not the government, nobody can and will save you. Even if you get lucky and get a win and so on, likely if you don't change that mindset, you'll find yourself exactly where you are. So you are going to need to impress yourself first. You're gonna need to tell your mind how to think, your body how to feel, because that's how reality will start listening and changing and recreating your life according to who you are. It's not about how are things around you. The only question is, who am I and how am I being right now? I hope this makes sense. So you're gonna need to start thinking thoughts of abundance, all those kind of new self-talk that reflect the situation and the intention that you want to create in your life. And so to simplify, affirmation are a tool that helps you reprogram your mind with repetition, with persistence, and with discipline. Because it's not enough to do it one time, 10 seconds a day, when things are good, because otherwise you'll go back to the old day for thought, the old day for mindset, and it will creep back, and you start feeling the same old story, and you start projecting on the world what is unresolved at the subconscious level, and you'll go right back in the same old energy and right back in the same old result. So this is why we have to stay awake. This is why we have to constantly impress our mind. It's a little bit like a mental factory, right? When you start to change the quality of the material or ingredients you use, the out product will dramatically change, and you'll have a far better product, a far better result the moment you start changing the material of the mental factory. The mental factory remains the same. It's just that you started changing the product that you use to create a better result at the end of the line. So this is why affirmation or mantra, whatever you want to call it, is so important to use in your life, and how they can have a massive impact in your life if you remain persistent, and if you stop wavering, and if you stop going unconscious in the same old program, the same old thoughts. I hope this makes sense. Let me know what you think down in the comment, guys. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you next time. Be well.